Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. The wealth derived from singing God's name is the influence of the higher energies in nature on one's life. Bhajans must spread goodwill, love and ecstasy. It must clean the polluted atmosphere. It must indeed invite all to share in the joy and peace of God's consciousness. It is a great delight to team up with Sri Devendra Puran in this album of bhajans. We dedicate all these beautiful songs to the President and people of Guyana. We pray for peace, prosperity and harmony for all. Jai Shri Ram. Where is God? How often do we hear this question? The answer we find in this song is, tell me where he is not. Kahan nahi Ram hai. He is in the bud of the flower, the rays of the sun. He is on the earth, in the skies, in the musical instruments. Indeed, he is everywhere. Not only is he omnipresent, but also his power is seen everywhere. He puts a halt to the hurricanes and reduces huge mountains to dust particles. Rocks become colorful flowers, and liberation is his gift to the soul. In a split second, his grace brings all success. कलियों में राम मेरा, किरणों में राम है।
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 धरती गगन में मेरे प्रभु जी का धाम है।
कहाँ नहीं राम है। कलियों में राम मेरा, किरणों में राम है। धरती गगन में मेरे प्रभु जी का नाम है। कहाँ नहीं राम है।
प्रभु तू ही धूप छाया, प्रभु तू ही चांदनी।
प्रभु तू ही धूप छाया, प्रभु तू ही चांदनी।
लहरों के बीना में है प्रभु जी की रागनी।
लहरों के बीना में है प्रभु जी की रागनी।
कहाँ नहीं लिखा मेरे रघुवर का नाम है।
कहाँ नहीं लिखा मेरे रघुवर का नाम है।
धरती गगन में मेरे प्रभु जी का धाम है।
कहाँ नहीं राम है। कलियों में राम मेरा, किरणों में राम है। धरती गगन में मेरे प्रभु जी का नाम है। कहाँ नहीं राम है।
वही फूल फूल में है, वही पात पात में।
वही फूल फूल में है, वही पात पात में।
रहता है राम मेरा, सब ही की साथ है।
रहता है राम मेरा, सब ही के साथ है।
मेरा रोम रोम जिसको करता प्रणाम है।
मेरा रोम रोम जिसको करता प्रणाम है।
धरती गगन में मेरे प्रभु जी का धाम है।
कहाँ नहीं राम है। कलियों में राम मेरा,
चाहे तू एक घड़ी में चाल पवन की रुक जाए,
चाल पवन की रुक जाए।
वो चाहे तू पल भर में तू ऊंचा पर्वत झुक जाए,
ऊंचा पर्वत झुक जाए।
उसकी दया से पत्थर में भी फूल रंगीला खिल जाए। वो चाहे तू पत फूले को राह मुक्ति के मिल जाए। उसकी दया से पल का सब ही का काम है,
उसकी दया से पल का सब ही का काम है।
धरती गगन में मेरे प्रभु जी का धाम है।
कहाँ नहीं राम है,
कलियों में राम मेरा, किरणों में राम है। धरती गगन में मेरे प्रभु जी का धाम है। कहाँ नहीं राम है, कलियों में राम मेरा, किरणों में राम है। धरती गगन में मेरे प्रभु जी का धाम है। कहाँ नहीं राम है, कहाँ नहीं राम है, कहाँ नहीं राम है। The Srimad Bhagavatam is replete with sweet and interesting stories of Krishna's life as a little child. Everyone delights in listening to the description he gets as a Makhan Chor, the butter thief. In this song, the Lord defends himself, saying, "Main nahi makhan khayo." If at all he stole butter, he left traces so that he can easily be caught. Is this a deliberate act to bring the devotees to find the Lord?
मैया मोरी हो मैं नहीं माखन खायो, मैया मोरी हो मैं नहीं माखन खायो। कहत सुनत में आकर काहे झूठा दोष लगायो री मैया मोरी मैं नहीं माखन खायो, मैया मोरी हो मैं नहीं माखन खायो। यमुना के तट पर बाल बाल संग चार पहर में छोरा हो गैया चरावत बंसी बजावत भाई सांझ की देरा। भूख लगी तो दौरत दौरत सीधा मैं घर आयो री मैया मोरी मैं नहीं माखन खायो, मैया मोरी हो मैं नहीं माखन खायो। कोई मैंने मत की भोरी मुझको झूठा तूने मैया मोरी। अपने अंग को कैसे समझा तूने आज परायोरी मैया मोरी, मैं नहीं माखन खायो। ॐ प्रातः स्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वं सच्चित्सुखं परमहंस गतिं तुरीयम् यत्स्वप्नजागरत् सुषुप्तिमवेति नित्यं तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्गः। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। Namaskar. Assalamu alaikum, Sitaram. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, my dear brothers and sisters. This is your friend and brother Acharya Arun Gossai coming to you live from New York City, once again on another segment of Avenues to Peace. A program, my dear friends, where we're analyzing the various means, the various methodologies, and the various form leads for achieving the everlasting bliss that we're looking for in this world. A special thank you to my brother Roshanji and his entire team at Abitunes Radio for making today's program possible. On abitunes.com, on Bhubaneswar Facebook Live, and of course, Abitunes Radio Facebook Live as well. My dear brothers and sisters, we continue our look at Adi Shankaracharyaji's masterpiece, the Bhaj Govindam. Bhaj Govindam, as I said earlier and alluded to, Bhaj Govindam is a text simply to smash the delusion in our life. Delusion meaning where we're not in touch with reality. Sometimes seeing the world of comings and goings, we're still taking things at face value. For example, we think the people will be around us forever. And we know in this life that they depart in two ways. People depart either voluntarily or involuntarily. Now, when we think that the person that is with us is going to be here forever, we are not in control of that ultimately. It is up to them and their own mind. Their mind will lead them to action, and the action will either lead them to staying or going. It's as simple as that. And then departure from the world at death, who is in control of that? But it is the only thing that is inevitable. So if we continue to look at this world at face value, my dear brothers and sisters, and think that the places, situations, and people will be the same and they will never change, we're actually called murdha. Murdha mate, foolish and deluded. So this is the way Adi Shankaracharya allows us to see the reality. And that was just one example. Now, in order to see the reality, my dear brothers and sisters, we were looking at a verse that was very interesting, where we will engage in various sadhanas, spiritual practices, but the goal would not have been met. What do we mean? It says here very beautifully, Agre vaknihi prishte bhanu रात्रौ चुभक समर्पित जानुः करतल भिक्षस्तरुतल वासः तदपि न मुज्यति आशा पाशः भज गोविन्दं Bhaj Govindam, Govindam, Bhaj Moramate. Says here very beautifully, Agre in front, Vagnihi of the fire. He sits. Agre Vagnihi. Agre Agnihi. The person gives up everything, calls himself a renunciate, maybe wears the yellow and orange clothes, and calls himself the sannyas or the swami. But who are we to call ourselves anything? We are nothing in the eyes of this grand creation. We are just a speck, a droplet in the ocean. And if we call ourselves anything, my dear brothers and sisters, and we inflate our own ego, we're inflating this droplet that, with the inflation of ego, can never merge with the ocean of joy. Ask yourself the question, in sitting and giving up everything, what will that do for you? What we have to do is continue to be where we are, continue to advance. If we think, yes, we need to go somewhere else to advance, by all means. But don't run away from the situations in life. Face them and transform in the process. Many people say, Acharyaji, I'm fed up with this, family life, I'm fed up with where I am, jobs. So let me take sannyas and just leave. Go to the Himalayas. Leave it all behind. I'm like, no, my brother, that's not the way. Because when you're in the Himalaya mountains, guess where your mind will be? Your mind is going to be right with the people that you left behind. Sannyas, my dear friends, is not a dressing of clothes, as we saw earlier. There are many people who dress like a sannyas or dress like a pandit, but are not. Why? Because the mind, my dear brothers and sisters, is still in a certain dimension of desire-ridden thought. And if our minds are in selfishness only and not giving anything back to society, not doing anything tangible, we haven't yet transformed our mind from unrest to rest, where there's no more agitation of the mind and clamoring for the objects because you know where true happiness is coming from. When that sort of mindset takes place, one becomes a true sannyas. Sannyas means giving up that part of us that gets too happy with material things and too sad with the departure of material things. And that is the ego. The ego edges God out. It is our ego that keeps us away from good things that are good for us. Because situations may not be prevalent for our, I would say, selfish happiness. When we choose to stay away from a place where we grow and learn, my dear brothers and sisters, this is the height of ego. Because we're allowing people, places, and situations to get the best of our minds. So does Adi Shankar Acharya say you can sit in front of the fire after giving up your home where you have heat? You can sit in front of the fire and take warmth, or you can sit in front of the fire and do havan. But if that doesn't transform the mind, you see, doing some austerity, tapasya, is awesome. But, my dear brothers and sisters, when we, in our own mindsets, do not really understand why is it that we're doing our pujas, why is it that we're giving up things in life, and there's no laksha, there's no goal involved for this tapasya, how then, my dear brothers and sisters, can we transform? For the goal of sadhana, the goal of tapasya is simply to transform one's mind. Transform one's mind, allow our mind finally to not hanker for the material objects, allow our mind finally not to be steeped in sorrow, but allow our mind finally to be at rest, to be at peace. And if this happens, my dear brothers and sisters, we will definitely find that inner joy that we're looking for. So whether we sit in front of the fire, okay, when after giving up things, you'll be heated by the fire, or doing ahutis to the fire. Whether you're sitting with your back to the sun now and the fire's out, you're being warmed by the sun after giving up home, because you need heat. Late at night, you sit with your knees buckled towards you. Why? Because you're looking for warmth. If, my dear brothers and sisters, we, understanding that we've given up everything, do not change where the sorrows are still attacking us because of desires unfulfilled, guess what happens in our life? We, my dear brothers and sisters, would not have found the goal of this tapasya. Again, many people give up. They go, they do things, they do the havan, they do the pujas, they give up the niceties of life. They give up everything, my dear brothers and sisters, but yet are not finding peace in their lives. They have to understand that true tapasya means giving up that part of you that gets hurt, which is the ego, and that part of you that constantly wants more. And if this is given up, my dear brothers and sisters, such a person is on the road to limitless joys within, called association or oneness with their true self. Next, my dear brothers and sisters, Adi Shankaracharya continues, and he says, Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam Vratta Paripalanam Yathavadanam Jnana Vihina Sarvamittena Bhajatina Muktim Janma Shatena Bhaj Govindam Bhaj Govindam Govindam Bhaj Muramate. This beautiful stanza, this beautiful shloka from Bhaj Govindam, my dear brothers and sisters, says, Kurute, one may go on pilgrimage, Ganga Sagara Gamanam, to where the Ganges meets the ocean. Vrata Paripalanam, they may observe all sorts of vrat, all sorts of fasting or vows. Atava, or Danam Kurute, distributes all sorts of gifts. Jnana Vihinaha, but if they're devoid of the truth, he gains no release from this ocean of transmigration. He gains no release from this coming and going, this samsara, this realm of birth and death. So, Adi Shankaracharya again, he's saying, listen, in these couple of verses here, I think he's addressing those people who are pseudo-spiritual. Right? Pseudo-spiritual means, you dress like a pandit, you dress like a devotee. It's easy to dress like a devotee. But is your mindset like a devotee? Are you one with the Lord? Devotion means being one with peace. Are you dressing in the garment of devotee but slandering other people? Are you praying to Divine Mother Adi Shakti or Shiva, but you slander and hurt other people? These contradictions, my dear brothers and sisters, don't sit well with this higher power called God. For if you call yourself a devotee, your mind should be ekdam in a way, or absolutely in a way, where you intend not to really hurt anyone intentionally. Nowadays, we find a lot of people who are out to get others, but yet call themselves devotees, have vengeance, have jealousy, have hatred. My dear brothers and sisters, it does not work that way. Chitta Shuddhi is the goal of tapasya. Chitta Shuddhi, a mind that is pure, a mind that is free of the vikaras, the agitation, the shat-ripu, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Matsarya, selfishness, anger, greed, attachment, false pride, and jealousy. So you could dress like a devotee, you could dress like a spiritual leader. If there's no gyan, there's no use. There's no, I would say, labh, gain of dressing like that. It will only be for selfish gains, no transformation. Then he said you can give up everything, as we saw in the last verse, but if there's no transformation, you'll still be overtaken with desire, and those desires unfulfilled will lead to unfulfilled expectations, will lead to pain in life, in your mind. Then he's saying here, Adi Shankaracharya is saying, you can go do a pilgrimage to Ganga Snanam. Ganga Snanam means you can do a pilgrimage to the holy river Ganga, Ganga Sagar Samanam, where the Ganges meets the ocean in Banaras. You can very well go to any of these places, right? You can observe Vrata Paripalanam. You can observe all of the vows, fasting, Athava Danam. You can give gifts till the cow comes home. You can give dan. Some people give thousands of dollars in charity. But if you don't jnana vahinaha, the word jnana vahinaha means without jnana. Without knowledge, there will be no end. No end to the numbers of births that you have to take. According to the Atma Bodha by Adi Shankaracharya, it says, like vegetables need fire to be cooked, right? We, my dear brothers and sisters, need to be cooked by this fire of knowledge. Without knowledge, there is no liberation. What does cook mean? Like you have the sunflower seed and you roast that sunflower seed, what happens? There's no more seed to germinate a next plant. Similarly, with knowledge, you roast the fact that you're this body and mind, and you know yourself to be beyond even the soul. The soul is your mind and intellect. You are now witnessing the mind and intellect from that internal space of infinitude that has no attachment to anything, that is taintless. Once you know yourself to be that, there's nothing more for karma to be latched onto. And hence, a person who lives in that state is Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukti is liberation. That person becomes Jivan Mukta Purush, a person who has gained moksha, liberation from this wheel of birth and death. So no matter what you do, you can give charity, you can do vrat, you'll get punya for that. But if the mind is nasty, tainted with hatred, jealousy, infatuation, overindulgence in the world, it will only give you blessings to come into this world again. But here's the thing, you're not even guaranteed a human birth in the next life. Tulsi Rashi says, it is a great fortune that we've been given this human body. Why? Because we can realize the ultimate goal, which is Jivan Mukta, Jivan Mukti, oneness with that true self, eternal peace from within, and a non-agitated pure mind that cannot feel any sorrow thereafter, and only bliss. More about this we will see next time. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy your weekend. Wherever you're listening from live in the world, this has been Acharya Arun Gossai, relaying to you, loudly reflecting on Bhaj Govindam by the great Guru Adi Shankaracharya, the great master who only lived 32 years but did tremendous work in the world. It's not about how long you live, it's about how much impact you make. So God bless all of you. Thank you for joining us at the Bhagavad Gita course. It's growing by week, and we thank you for the public support. It's every Wednesday from 5:30 to 8. And of course, this Sunday, we have our Sunday service, 8:30 to 11 at the Bhuvaneshwar Mandir. You're all welcome. 86-06, 101 Avenue. And our summer camp for all the youth. If you live in the New York City area and you have a child at home during the summer, send them to our summer camp, July 17th to the 21st. And for that week, we'll be engaging in youth empowerment, teaching them how to make the right choices, teaching them values and so on, scriptural teachings, and teaching them how to find peace within their soul. So if you want your child to experience peace and be a soldier of peace, send them to Bhuvaneshwar Mandir, July 17th to the 21st. For more information, visit our website, bmny.org. What we do is we work for you. God bless all of you. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Gurudev. Jai Guru.
कृपा करो हनुमाना, दया करो महावीर. Shower your mercy on all of us, O Hanumanji. This song convinces us of the power of Hanumana. The poet describes his many daring acts with the intent that our love for him will be intensified. It describes the journey into Lanka, the location of Sita, and of course the beginning of the destruction of the evil. Enjoy Hanumanji's glory. Kripa karo Mahavir, daya karo Mahavir, kripa karo दया करो महावीर. पर दया करो।